All right, what's going on, guys? Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou, and we are live in Dallas at this massive card show. There are a ton of people here, and we've been here now yesterday was our first full day, and Saturday seems to be the busiest day, but I just want to get your guys' attention I just want to get your guys' thoughts for the past couple days and what you've thought, because I think this is both your first big show in a minute.
In a while.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
I love it. It's the best. I never want to go home. Yesterday was like heaven. You say you want to go home?
I kind of do.
There's a lot of cards. There's a lot
I'm
of deals.
tired.
There's stuff happening. Your feet get tired. Your neck, because you're looking down. But my takeaways are this. The spectrum of individuals seems a little bit more vast than the last show I was really at was National in Chicago. The spectrum of individuals, meaning from super vintage baseball, raw OG baseball, to now Prism World Cup soccer, color everywhere, to people with sneakers, Pokemon, serious Pokemon action
Pokemon.
comparatively to Chicago.
Real quick, I think Matt is going to get really mad banging on the table.
Yeah, I'm going to bang on the table
I
a
feel
lot.
like we should not bang on the table, but eat it, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.
That's what, like, just the convergence. One of the cooler things I've seen is, like, a couple 14-year-olds, like, going to tables and, like, FaceTiming their boy back home, and I, like, look over and it's, like, two 14-year-olds just grinding out, like, virtual deals. I think there's room for that, some virtual stuff to happen. But overall, it's been a blast. I've been doing some different deals. I picked up some dope stuff. Meeting people has been a lot of fun.
For sure.
Big shouts to everyone that's come up and said, hey, the masks makes it a little tough to fully interact with people, I must say. But look, you gotta, focus on the good of it all, and it's been a blast, and I'm just thankful to be able to be here.
Yeah, I feel like my biggest vibe of this show is that high-end stuff is absolutely on fire. And, like,
Crazy.
when you're talking about the high-end Kobe's, high-end LeBron's, high-end MJ's, everything MJ's high-end, but, like, Kaboom, all that stuff is going it feels like it's going so crazy, so fast, that you can't scoop it fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the more you can commit to the higher-end stuff, I think anyone committing to high-end stuff right now is going to be in such a good place, because just the vibe I got from the second I walked in Friday night with the trade night to even this morning, it just seems like that stuff's going to become harder and harder and harder to get, in the same world where I thought it was super available for the last, like, 6 to 8 months.
But do you think that's a kind of the market correcting itself? Because
Yes.
for the last 5 or 6 months, we had this massive run-up of every modern upcoming superstar.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a whole lot of fluctuation in that LeBron, Jordan, Kobe. I mean, Kobe stuff after he passed, obviously. But it seems like that's kind of where the market was at the show, was, hey, the Trays and the Lucas, that stuff's available, but maybe this Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron stuff isn't as available as we think it is. And I think people are maybe sensing that, because it's not like Jordan autos are, like, readily available here.
Yeah.
There's a couple,
Yeah,
but there's
they're
a lot
around.
more Zion 10s and Luka 10s than there are Jordan autos.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's call it what it is for the people who aren't here. Luka base 10s are doing $1,100 cash here. Like, people are going to hear that and be very confused by that information, but that's the way it is. Is that a function of there being a lot of it here, and the people who are at this show are people who know what they're doing? Potentially, and not know what they're doing, but they're more of the dealer, buyer and sellers, people you talk to on Instagram, as opposed to a national where you get more of the normal day-to-day collector there, and the prices are different, and it's lower than eBay, yeah. But I think $1,100 cash for a Luka base PSA 10 that was doing 2K 2 months ago would be very surprising to a lot of people.
Yeah. The Rips, ha ha ha. Rips is trying to clown us in the background. Again, I think the convergence, like, is there's something for everything, and you
Yep.
could spend 2 full days at this place and not even scratch the surface.
Not even close.
I think what excites me is, again, we talk a lot about, and when we're home and not with each other, and it's about the market and eBay sales and what's hot, and we have our own biases for sure. But then when you get here and you walk by a table and you know, you got a fan of the Bulls that just has a bunch of cool stuff, and you got baseball guys, and you can just get into the hobby a little bit more, the collectors, the vibes, as Lou likes to call it. You do a deal with someone simply because you just sat there and had a 20-minute fun-ass conversation about what's happening in the Premier League. And those things, I think, are important and really probably the lifeblood of it. You know, do a deal with someone, and you have a beer with them at night. This morning, I sold, which I have a little bit of remorse.
It's 11 a.m., just so everyone's aware, for the story Todd's about to tell.
It's 11:11, by the way. It's
11:11. Make a wish. I wish for more Steph Curry kabooms. Keep going.
Yeah. I was shooting the shit with these guys. I was looking to move my Booker Silver, which I'm a little tight on right now. I did move it, but it was the right play. But I'm talking to these guys. Nice collection, shooting the shit, 15 minutes in. I'm like, you guys buying anything? Yeah, sure. Then, you know, the masks thing, and then all of a sudden, I was wearing the Vayner Sports hoodie, and he's like, Vayner, like, do you work there, blah, blah, blah. We spent 30 minutes at a sneaker shop in Miami together, like 2 years ago, me and this dude.
No way.
Yes. We're in, and then I'm like, all right, well, now we got to do the deal.
You got to do something
and
at that point.
And then he's got a cooler of ice cold Miller Lights.
He's got brews just on decky,
listen,
and you got to jump in.
It's like, cheers. And so all in all, look, that's what I love about this stuff. You could sell the Devin Booker on eBay, $5,500.
Yep.
Pay cash, just goes into your bank, digital, whatever, you know. And this is the lifeblood of it all. Without these shows, I don't think it really.
I think that's my takeaway from this weekend is, you know, we see all these sales on eBay, like you said. We use eBay as the place to see what does a Luka 10 sell for and what's a Booker 10 Prism Silver sell for. But these are where you build brand and, meet people and network. This is where it all happens. This is where it all starts. And that's definitely my takeaway from this weekend is there's a lot of good vibes from the show this weekend. A lot of people I've never met before, making connections with. So yeah, I've been really blown away by the show.
Any just in the state of kind of giving love to different people, any people you've had long-term relationships with that we give a couple shout-outs that you've seen here? Obviously Jamil's right over there. I've got to know him and what he's up to. I love his game. And Rip's good people. My man Supreme Sales came over from the sneaker
Supreme
game.
Sales
and
is kind of over here grinding a little bit.
Out here grinding. Anything from
really
you, Ryan? I know
happen.
you've been around the game a little bit longer. Any
a little
old-time relationships you've been able to catch up with here?
Yeah, I mean, I know some guys out of the Boston area, right? So MC Sports Cards was the guy we had on the show.
Yep.
Has one of the nicer collections in the place.
Yeah.
Super crazy stuff. Mike's got Matt Z Sports Cards on Instagram. I've known them for a long time. We've roomed together at the National for 5 years now. So people, again, you meet people online and then it turns into a connection at these shows, and as long as you're in it, you're continuing to build on that relationship, and then this is where we create lifelong friendships, right? These are people that'll be around for as long as I'm around.
I agree. I agree. The hot takes, any takeaways, any new opinions that have been formed since touching down here?
Yeah, the first thing for me is, you both hit on this. This isn't just football, basketball, and baseball cards anymore.
Not at all.
This is everything else. There's always vintage, right? I don't pay a ton of attention to that because that's not really my market. Just something I don't know as much about. But there's a lot of soccer. There's a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I've seen Garbage Pail Chrome in multiple showcases. Multiple.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, that's a Montgomery Club through Topps, so that's like a release they do with Sapphire, so don't know much about it, but yeah, that's the takeaway I've had from this is just the lack of, like Tyler said earlier, diversity. There's a lot of other sports outside of basketball, football, and baseball at this show.
Sports and entertainment.
Sure.
The entertainment aspect, I think, we talk about it a lot. Like we were talking about Pokemon a lot. We were talking about soccer a lot. We talked about Pokemon a lot. Entertainment, I think we haven't gotten to as much. So we talked about Marvel a little bit a couple weeks back.
Sure.
Yep.
But like Marvel, Star Wars, Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff, I think is so underrated in a world where this type of collectible continues to expand.
Yeah, I picked up this 77 Star Wars Luke Skywalker PSA 8 that I'm super pumped about. And again, it was a function of I built a relationship with the dude. He had it. I came back a couple hours later. We kept talking, and it was, we did a deal that was better than the first price, and because largely we got to know each other. And I think that there's a lot of things as either a dealer, a buyer. You wear a lot of different hats when you walk into a show like this. And whether it's a analyst, I think it's worthwhile just coming here and just talking to people, because you understand also where money's flowing, how people are getting their information, what people, no different than sports or any market. Well, obviously this last week has been insane with the Wall Street bets and crypto and everything. It's just like, I'm tying that in because you talk to people and why do they like what they like, and where is that coming from?
But I think that can be the message, though, is you get out of this show what you put into it, right?
Yeah.
So if you go up to a table and you're friendly and you're open to having discussion and interested in what the person selling or buying has to say, right? I think you can get a lot from that, right? I've had much better luck getting deals from people I've been cordial with and had discussion with and open and just talking about the hobby, right?
Yeah.
Rather than just going up and just asking for a price and just, being pretty closed off.
Totally.
So I think you get what you put out of it in terms of like this show and, this hobby in general.
Yeah, which I think proves harder of late, and maybe why things have been running up so much, because, and I've really learned this from you, to be frank, it takes work to build your collection. It takes work to be in the game. The second you stop putting into the game, you stop getting out of it, because you can buy cards and put them in a vault and sit on them, and 2 years later they might be more money, but cool, there's a lot of ways that you can make money. And
Sure.
Jamil. And I really came in. I brought. By the way, I think the StockX PSA partnership was a brilliant play by StockX based on the branding and these boxes. But
I've seen a lot of those boxes walking
we've
around.
seen a lot of them running around. I brought probably 25 cards or something like that, and I've more or less swapped them all out. I'll be up a little cash, but I got cards that I'm more excited about today.
Yep.
And those same cards 6 months from now or the next Dallas show, which we're going to be at, might not hold the same energy for me. But when you build a relationship, you're more willing to, take 15%, take 10%. Whereas when you're transacting on eBay, you're just not, you don't see the person, so you're fine doing it.
And that was my mindset from today too. Is I made a deal with Jamil,
Yep.
right, on some stuff. I had the same mindset as you, Tyler. I brought some stuff I just don't care as much about, right? Like they're a cool card, and I'm willing to give more value to entice someone to come off something much cooler.
Yeah.
So I gave up some cards that are, again, value-wise better than what this might be, but to pick up a Jordan Bulls auto, 0.5 from Gem, again, it's not the best Jordan auto out there, but to trade some stuff I don't care as much about, and to make that relationship and show people you're willing to deal, because next time it's just like buying, right? It's you come up and you buy a bigger deal, and you make a relationship with someone. Next time you come around and they'll recognize you, be like, hey, this guy's easy to deal with, right? I've made deals with this guy before, and I just think that helps build your kind of your Rolodex of who you know in this show, and who you can buy off of and who you can deal with, and know that you're getting a fair deal.
Yeah.
So I had the same mindset from this.
Yeah.
And it's also like you were saying, Ty, it's like good vibes. Like literally just like, if I know I can make a deal with this person, or like if I found a card I liked at your homie's table, like I'm sure if I rolled W, it would make it a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Yep.
But then when you make that deal, next time you don't need Ty.
exactly. And
And I
it's
think
just
that-
all, it's all just like the good vibes and like making the relationship and all that stuff. And like, I'm also surprised by the idea, like how many of those cards you traded for this weekend did you even, one, like know existed, two, care about at all, three, had any energy for getting at all,
Yeah.
which is the cool part.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's you take the time and you walk and you check stuff out, and there's a lot of emotions that may go into it, and I think removing emotions can lead to obviously a lot of success financially and in business and in life, but also emotions are part of the game, and if you understand them and tap into them, and I'm a huge Manchester United fan, and I saw this PSA 10 rookie metal Greenwood. I think he's going to be a legend. I got a good deal on it because I talked soccer with the guy for a little while, and might this be the most banging card that goes crazy? It's a little bit of a gamble. It's not my, buy it and stash it type play, but I was pumped, and I gave up some stuff that I didn't necessarily care about. That was just sitting in a drawer, and you can look at a spreadsheet and have a value on it, but even if I lost 10% on that deal, I'm happy with the combo and the entertainment. It's like when I go to AC, which I haven't been in forever, but you set a budget largely. I'm like, if it goes to zero, it's the price of the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the cost of having fun.
Yeah.
Literally, like anything else.
Yeah.
You go to the movies, it costs $12. Like the same thing.
So, Todd, you think that was that Greenwood? Is that your favorite pickup from this weekend?
I
know that you guys got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, honestly, it's not. It's not. This 08 Topps Kobe Orange, I think is a really special card. I don't know if this get picked up on camera. In general, obviously all that's gone on with Kobe, RIP. Everyone that's listening probably remembers exactly where they were when they heard the news. But there's this. I think the 08 set has always been special to me. I love how they put the team and the design around it. And then this image is just iconic. Obviously, we talk a lot about new people coming into the hobby, new money, funds being put together. And when you have $10 million and someone's allocating them across cards, there's new rules being set every day. And when you look at a card, this feeling. When you look at a card and you just know, no matter what the rules are, it carries value and carries weight. And I believe that this card, I've always loved orange that Topps does. I have a Paper 9 Durant orange. And just like Purple Prism, for some reason, Purple Prism to me is just better than, I just like it more than other stuff. I like it more than orange, and it's less than umber.
And that goes back to collect what you like.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter what the market says. If orange Kobe is what you want, then grab it.
Yeah.
So,
it makes me think of this dude I just sold a Giannis Select to 414 Sports Cards, like MKE, I think his name was. That would be a good memory if that's actually what it is. But he's got a Giannis tattoo, Bucks gear, unreal Giannis selection. And if he wasn't collecting what he liked from the jump, he would have missed a mark. So I think that to your point, and it really goes to, there's so many different ways to approach this whole thing. If you're and sports in general, you can go your whole life like Lou and being a diehard Jets fan. But guess what? Eventually, it's going to pay off. And if you just make sure you're stashing some Jet stuff because you like it, not only financially, but just the fun of it is amazing.
I've had a Darnold Kaboom since July. I forget what I paid for it. I've gotten 4 offers on it this weekend, and I refuse to move it.
Yeah.
Refuse.
So Lou, what was your favorite pickup from the weekend then?
I would say definitely I got a Steph.
Oh, you got the case?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I got the case.
You're
Those are
double
nice.
case?
I don't really know what it is. It's the case within the case.
You just pulled out a card from a case?
Yeah,
That's
not to
in
brag
case?
or anything, but like it's the case within the case. So I got a 2013 OG Kaboom Steph Curry Min Gem 9.5. If you would have told me 48 hours ago, like we were just saying, if you would have told me 48 hours ago I was walking out of the show, and I might not walk out of the show with it, with a 2013 Steph Curry Kaboom, I probably would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
But I love these Kaboom cards. The pops are so low, and I feel like Steph hasn't gotten the respect he deserves. His base has definitely done pretty well recently, but like we were just saying, I don't think his premium stuff has really seen it yet. Seen the return to what I think it should be around.
Yeah.
And Kaboom's not the most premium thing in the world, but it's rare. I love the insert. So I was
The early
hyped about it.
Kaboom stuff is beautiful too. Just the drawings is different.
And as we get more towards entertainment coming into the hobby and being a bigger part of the hobby, it'll be an interesting cross because it's obviously sports cards with the entertainment aspect as it's a comic book type design. So
I
definitely
just had a
something
weird feeling. I just have a weird feeling that I need to talk about. you guys pulling out those two cards, and it's been bubbling in the back of my mind. The Beckett slab is superior.
I disagree, but keep going.
On these higher end stuff,
I vehemently disagree.
it just feels a little bit more premium.
It feels a little sturdier. I think it feels sturdier.
I think it feels
I like
more
the-
like a piece.
I like the Beckett Gold label. I think that's a cool piece, but yeah, it's hard to argue with PSA right now. They're just
For sure. But when I see that card, I think I'd rather have that card in that slab than in a PSA slab. Now, grade, I'm not talking about grade.
Of course.
I'm talking about
Just
appeal,
look and feel.
a
the look,
Yeah, I'd
look
probably
and feel
agree
and
with that.
display.
Yeah, I disagree.
I would agree with you on that.
What I'm trying to say
On
is that
just
I'm
look,
gonna.
just
Just
appeal,
look,
just appeal,
because of
sure.
course, would you rather have a PSA 10 of that? For
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
But if you have both, and which one are you maybe displaying on your desk or in your your man cave? I think that one has a little bit more of it's got a little bit more weight to it.
I also think it speaks a little bit to like this, like that. But yeah, I wonder how many PSA slabs versions of that even exist. Because I feel like when you're talking about a little bit of the older stuff and what year is that?
0506.
Yeah, so that's not that old, but like when you're talking about this little more of this older stuff and higher end stuff, my voice just cracked. I'm losing my voice from this weekend.
Yeah,
It happens every
I am
time I go
too.
to a show.
I
But
am too.
I think a lot of the old school collectors were using Beckett way more than PSA. You would agree, right? Like the old school collectors were using way more Beckett than PSA, right?
That's originally or now?
Originally.
Yeah, I think so. When I first got into it, they were certainly closer.
Yeah.
There was a lot more
I just feel like
attention
a
on
lot of
Beckett.
this, like this type of stuff is definitely in a Beckett slab way more often than it's in a PSA slab. I might be wrong. That's like my observation anecdotally, but yeah.
I'm getting juiced up right now, actually, if I'm being frank. But first, I want to give a major shout out to our boy Jason.
Yep. Big
Yeah,
weekend for
Jason's
Jeff.
on the other side of the camera. Jason's been with us all weekend.
Set the
Jason's
whole thing
been
up.
grinding. Jason set this up. Jason's gonna make sure we're locked and loaded for Dallas next.
And made
and-
some of the
and-
nicest looking Kaboom cards I've ever seen. I cannot wait to give some of these away. These are like PSA 10s for sure. I mean, they're centered well. I mean, these are
They're sweet,
legit
dude.
I don't
looking
want to
cards.
say it, but there's a couple like gross OCs. Like I don't want to blame Jason.
I mean, like top to bottom, or
Is it?
I'm talking like left to right. Like
Okay.
it gets a little ugly left to right, but like
I mean, these are
He did his
these are
best.
good looking cards.
yeah, they're fire. I'm joking.
So
I'm totally joking. They're
super
fire.
super excited to
The
give
Might
some of
be a
these
couple
away.
with a couple qualifiers on them.
Yeah, like might be a little bit of like miscut.
Yeah, yeah,
Little
stain here, there.
But
purple's bang.
But Ty, what were you saying?
I'm getting juiced up. I did the Booker deal this morning. Then I just sold my Giannis Select, and I had a little bit of like, shucks, did I make the right plays?
Shucks.
What's my next play? And now we've been sitting here chatting for a little bit. United's about to start in 2 minutes. I'm going to watch the game with my boys over here that have more Mbappe color than I know what to do with in my life, because D-Rock can clip the footage. I don't think a single person at National in 2019 knew who he was, but I'm a dope, and I didn't collect what I liked. What I was saying is I'm juiced up to get back out there and fucking target some things. I know we got a big snowstorm coming in, and you're got to head out. I'm going to bounce around real quick before I ask the question, but I also want to give some love to the hoodie, man.
To
rally hoodie.
yeah.
To rally.
These are dope.
They've been hot here. People have been rocking them, and when people see them, people are giving love. I think this is called Shamil.
Shibuya?
No, the
Shibuya.
actual like flurry, fluffy stuff. Those are sweet. Those are very sweet. I want to give love to Rally on those.
Yeah, they're fire.
Yeah. But any final move or maneuver you're looking to make before the weekend shuts down? And I know yours is about the 3 o'clock, right to your right.
That's
You're trying to close on.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
I would say the thing I haven't talked about yet is that I've become fully engulfed in the 1990 Marvel Universe set. It is quite literally the only thing I care about on planet Earth. If I could move into this convention center and go through every single box and find every single Marvel universe from 1990, I would.
You would. You really would. You'd commit a whole week to it?
I'm obsessed. It's like the only thing I care about. I can't pull it out right now because it'd be a mess, but like it's the only thing I care about. The card populations are preposterously low, and like PSA 10s, like you're looking at like 11, 15, 16, 9s are like 12, 22. Like the pops are so low. And it's like Mr.
Lack
Fantastic.
of grading or lack of supply?
I think it's lack of grading, which is why I think there's a big opportunity in terms. I mean, this is not advice. No one should do what we say just because we say it, but like, especially because now I want to buy them all. But like, like, I just think the cards are so fire, and like the idea of having a Mr. Fantastic PSA 10 from 1990 in a world where Fox is going to reboot Fantastic Four for the third time and try to blow it out, and having that card when that comes out, or the Black Panther when the new Black Panther movie comes out, and with all that comes along with that, like all that stuff just seems like a real play, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to go through all the raw boxes here.
Yeah, it definitely goes back to that conversation we always mention, relevancy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? So as that stuff gets on TV, that stuff gets on social, that stuff, continues to be relevant. It will
Disney
matter.
Plus isn't putting out any less Marvel content. They're all going to make more with the success they've seen.
Tyler, what about you?
I really, 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 really,
He really wants it.
really, really want some Mega Cracks Ronaldo.
I know,
I
he's been
threw
talking
you
about that
guys
all
off.
weekend.
I know
Oh,
I threw you
I have
guys
a-
off because I was looking
I
at
thought
the
you were going to
Durant.
say Katie Refractor.
I do want a Refractor 9 bad. Badly bad.
How bad?
Badly bad. Super bad.
Got it.
McLovin types bad.
Understood.
But the Ronaldo Mega Cracks, I think, is going to a place that gets uncomfortable, even though it's already kind of got there. But when you look at the Ronaldo 10 versus like a Lemieux 10 is doing more than the Ronaldo 10.
I mean, that makes sense to me, but I know what you're
think.
saying.
Think. How does that make sense to you? Mario Lemieux?
It does, because it's the vintage thing. I know what you're saying. It makes sense to me why it currently sits where it does.
Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not sure about the 03 Upper Deck stuff. He's got the United.
it's the Mega Cracks.
It's the Mega Cracks, but there's none. There's none here. There's none here. I haven't found any, but you said you might have a guy.
There may be someone in my Instagram DMs who may have some fire for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk offline.
Uh-huh.
Rye?
Yeah,
I'm going to have to rethink what I say because whatever he says, I'm going to be like, he's
Just
so
attack.
right, and like
Yeah.
I'm wrong, and he's right, so I got to...
Yeah, so I think I came in this weekend looking to, like I do most shows, similar to your concept, move out of things I'm not as high on and move into things that I would be okay with if I never sold them, right? So putting things in a stash that, if they go up in value, cool. Again, just that collect what you like, right? It's,
Yeah.
the inventory we see on a daily basis is, but we see a lot of different things come in. So to be able to move some of those pieces, you're in at a good number, or maybe you're not, just to move those things to something cooler. My whole goal is I wanted some stuff of Mahomes.
Yep.
If he wins or even loses, the Super Bowl, just being there twice in 3 years starting with a Super Bowl win, Super Bowl MVP, an MVP, just that early success.
Crazy.
If he wins and beats Brady and has that passing of the torch moment, that's really intriguing for me. I just think comparatively, if you look at the high-end basketball market and the high-end football market, Mahomes' stuff comparatively to someone like Giannis or someone like Luka isn't anywhere near that price.
Yeah.
I realize they're not as marketable, they're not as global,
Yeah.
They are, I think. But
Yeah, I'm intrigued by what happens if he wins, or like I said, regardless, just his early success. So that was one thing I wanted. I was able to get a Bulls Jordan auto. That was cool. But
Yep.
honestly, just being here and talking to people all weekend, I can't wait to come back in March. So I think that was my takeaway from this weekend, was just finding things that I care about a little bit more.
Yep.
This is a good opportunity. Like, these shows are just the diversity, like I said, in inventory here. If you want it, similar to the National, right? It's not as big as the National, but if this is something you're after, there's a good chance it's in this room. So I think that's my takeaway for next time, though, is
Yeah.
to be more prepared, right? Like, if there's something in here you're going to want, maybe bring a little bit more. I didn't put as much time into preparing for it because I was
Yeah.
more focused on buying. But I think the opportunity to trade in person is real. So I think that's my goal next time. I want to set up next time. I know we've had the conversation
Yep.
about us setting up,
Yep.
together. So I think I'm looking forward to that next time and being more prepared, because there's a lot of opportunity in this building to buy, sell, trade, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to next time to being more prepared for what that means.
On that, and I think it's good just from like going into education, tips and tricks a little bit. When you say being more prepared and let's be like super on the nose,
Be better for the people,
and detailed. What do you mean? Like what even from a hacking perspective, like, or is there certain, like this you use a Pelican case, right, to carry a lot of your stuff. Any specific, I think we should all go around one kind of tip or trick when thinking about these shows.
So I will plug my own stuff on this. So I created a YouTube series before the 2019 National about this. After going to the National for 9 straight times, there's a lot of things you don't think about when going to shows like this. Obviously, the National's longer, right? So we're here Tuesday through Sunday rather than like Friday through Sunday. So just little things you wouldn't think about, like having a phone charger, having something to get on the internet with. Those are important things because everybody here is trying to get on the internet, and you guys know from the National, you can't ever look anything up. So, you know, it's hard to know every single value. In terms of like what I mean is like, I threw a stack of stuff in my box 15 minutes before I left for the airport of like, hey, I'm okay with whatever this is. I'll take this with me.
Yeah.
I think it should be more of a, hey, let's go, you know, let's spend a couple days picking out some different things, maybe doing some research ahead of time, and being a little bit more prepared with what you're trying to accomplish and what you have to accomplish those goals. I think that was really my my preparedness I lacked on for this one.
Yeah, come in with a plan and with a strategy.
Yep.
One thing we talked about at lunch, which you gave me a little love on, which I was excited about, beat my own chest like you did about your YouTube, was because of the internet being a little bit trashing down, and because of, I think patience is also important. You get overwhelmed. There's a lot of inputs going on, and a lot of times you walk up to the table, first table, you're like, I want it all. Making purchases. I actually just pulled out my notes and wrote down a couple different things that I felt I wanted across the first 4 or 5 real tables that I went to. That guy's wearing cargo zipper pants that zip the shorts. You remember those?
Yeah.
Those were.
It's a little 2007 vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Those
I like
were
it.
Like a little
That's
bit
PSA
6th
Kyle.
grade.
Shout out
but
to PSA Kyle.
Yeah, PSA 8. I wrote down on my notes what I was into and what I wanted and what they had priced them at. And then I went to back. Then I was like, okay, let me make some sales so I have some cash flow. And then we went to In-N-Out, which is also tip and trick. Probably not the play if you're really in the grind.
I disagree.
Food, make sure you got your food, make sure you're hydrating. People underestimate you go from sitting on your ass for 2 weeks straight to standing for 2 days straight. Can fuck you up. But I wrote down what I wanted on notes, and then we went to lunch, and I went through back them again, and I'm like, okay, there's a priority here. And I went back and I struck. And what would have probably happened if not is the thing that ended up 3rd or 4th priority on my list would have been what I got and might have taken me out of the game for what I was really looking for.
That is so, like, I told you guys that when I went to lunch, right? When I go to the National, I'm focused. I'm in there, I'm in the zone, I'm like table to table, no time to reset. And I told you guys when we went, that's not what I do. You guys like, hey, let's go grab something to eat. That was great.
Yeah.
Right. That was key because you went back in, you went for something. I went in, picked up that 2009, 2010 Topps box.
Yeah.
I think that was really important. Was to be like, okay, now that you're not at the show,
you're right.
What still is on your mind? What card you're like, man, I wish I would have got this, or I wish I would have got this, right?
Yeah.
When you leave, you have thoughts about what you just left from. Like, there's still thoughts about the show.
Yeah.
And I think that lunch meeting, or just stepping away for a second, allowed me to reset my focus and be like, hey, this is what I wanted. I should definitely have bought this. I'm going to go back and buy it. And I went back. Thankfully, it was still there, made a deal, and felt great about the purchase.
That's why...
You're right. Yeah, I changed my mind.
Yeah, no.
When
But
presented with new
let's talk
information.
it out. Let's talk it out. Like, I feel like getting... I'm going to tell you what my thing is, but on your point is like, you're walking around, you see everything, you could make like a rash decision a little too fast that you don't need to make, because like, if you take the hour to go to lunch, which we did, it sucks because you're losing all the action, but the hour of being like, all right, I found all these different things I like, I know where all these people are so I can go back and find them. What do I really want to make the play of like 2 or 3 of these and do it the right way and like really think it through? Because homie's sitting at that table all day. He doesn't have the time to think about it like you do.
Yeah.
So you have the advantage in that way. So taking the hour to nourish yourself, so number 1, you don't die. And
Yeah.
number 2, you can like actually plan out the rest of your day, I think is a vibe.
We might need to hit that again, bro. I am
Yeah, I
hungry.
kind of want Cane's. I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll talk about it though.
We got Taco Bell delivered to the bar last
Yeah,
night.
that was gross though.
I know, it was
Like,
an
no
all-time
disrespect
bad
to
play.
That just sounds
It
gross.
was an all-time bad
Like,
play.
who comes to
It was-
Texas and is like, yo, let's get Taco Bell?
Bro, first off,
Embarrassing.
Texas is big, and we might kind of be in the middle of nowhere. Second off, the hotel
In
restaurant
the middle of
hasn't.
nowhere.
We're in Dallas.
Middle of nowhere.
No, we're north of Dallas.
We're in Allen, North Dallas.
Yeah,
Texas.
We're in a
Yeah,
very
Allen is not
noticeable
Dallas.
part of Texas.
I would say we're in the top 3 place in Texas.
Listen,
I mean, Houston, Austin, and Dallas. Or
Yeah, I mean, like,
Dallas got to be there. But
Ty was wrong.
what about
Yeah.
Permian?
Throw a hand up. You were wrong.
What about Permian?
All right, Lou. What was yours? Lou, what do you got?
My thing is, I went into this show saying to myself, all right, I'm gonna be really patient. I'm gonna find 2 to 3 things I really want to do and make a play. What ended up happening was I was too patient, and I kind of got punched in the mouth yesterday, and I was really sad. I was too headstrong on prices. I did the exact thing we said not to do like 10 minutes ago, which was be way too headstrong on prices.
For
Not-
something you really want?
what I'm selling, like I was being stupid
Yeah.
over $200, which
Yeah.
is a lot of money, but it wasn't worth it in the end. Like going back thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I think my thing would be patient and find the moves, but then when you're ready to attack it, because you don't want to catch yourself in a scenario where you could have had real cash to make moves in here or make a trade for a card that you're not going to be able to get otherwise.
And you could have created that relationship that will be here
Yes,
next time in
sir.
March when you come back to do the same deals
100%.
again with
Yes,
the same people.
sir. Couple things just went across my mind. We were rocking the Stump shirts yesterday.
Yep.
I think we might need to make a play shirts.
Make a play.
Make a play. Make a play might
Yeah.
make a play might be a thing.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say that we're probably marketing geniuses and we could probably just put anything on a hoodie.
We're not.
And because we just bang out lines like you've never seen.
I mean,
But like-
Charizard can't tear an ACL all-time T,
all time.
but
Actually
make
brought
a
that with me
play.
to
The
Dallas.
real heads
You-
know about
you
Charizard
have it?
tearing
Brought it with
ACL.
me to Dallas.
I do have it with me too.
For
I
sure.
might have to actually go put it on.
I won't be here.
Kind of weird
but
not wearing it.
Yeah, we fucked that
fine.
one up. But we'll wear make a play.
What else?
That Tony Miola signed 94 magazine that I bought yesterday? Are you kidding me? I'm walking out. I'm hungry. We're focused on lunch. We're walking out. Random, like, vendor table out front of the show. Guys, like, unloading stuff. I walk past, catches my eye. I look back, and it's USA World Cup 94, like, the official booklet.
Yeah, the one they gave out like at the thing.
Yeah. Which,
the program.
yeah, and the 94 U.S. World Cup was in the States, legendary logo and whatnot, and there's an auto, and immediately I'm like, I know who that is. The auto was Tony Miola, who was the starting goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team. Tony Miola was my next door neighbor growing up.
It's all time.
Starting keeper for the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars. By the way, I think that's the only professional sports team that was ever representative of 2 states. New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, they were called. And he put me on game. I love soccer. I love proper football. It put me up. He brought me to Metro Stars practices, introduced me to Mike Pecky, Tab Ramos, the whole nine. He had a brief stint
What?
in preseason with your New York Football Jets. You're aware of this, Jason. He was a place kicker, bro, in preseason
Really?
for the Jets.
Really?
Are you a real fan?
Clearly not. That's a good takeaway. If
Exposed.
there's any takeaway from the Dallas show, it's that I'm not a real Jets fan. Keep going.
Exposed.
You hate to see it. Tough scene.
Tough scene.
Authenticated slip inside, $20. I was like, hell yeah. Buy what you like.
So, I think you can make an argument. What's his name? Tony Miola?
Tony Miola,
Tony Miola is the reason
I'm here.
that you are alive. No, that you want Ronaldo Mega Cracks.
1,000 million %.
What a time. Tony Miola, what a look for Tony Miola.
I mean, didn't get the mega cracks yet, but got the guy signed who got him interested in
Exactly.
it's a play.
Mega cracks. I mean, what a move. All right, so as we wrap this episode up, we've been on this for a little bit, but obviously we've talked about it before. It sounds like we're all on board that this is Dallas is happening again. Dallas 2.0.
Yeah,
Dallas-
we'll be here in March, 100%.
Dallas 2.0. I think our vibe's going to be, we'll definitely, hopefully get a table set up. Our boy Kyle, Dallas show has been amazing. Definitely want to give them some love.
Super great.
Kyle put on a great show. I think what we're going to look to do a little bit is go table, part sales, part Super Bowl radio row style, because every single person that's here, I mean, if you think about the amount of stories that have happened this weekend, telling those stories, transacting a deal, and then talking about the deal is kind of how I'm seeing the approach. I think it's a no-brainer, and I'm excited to be
agree.
back to Dallas.
And it'll be super fun to come back again. I can't wait.
I can't wait to be more prepared
Yeah.
and see everybody in 2
Yeah.
months.
Oh, real quick, the one thing I want to say about preparing before we wrap up, I regret the same way you just like put yourself in a bag. I did the same thing. I wish I took 2 hours and priced everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish I priced everything in my bag because I don't know that off the top of my head. I wish I would have done that. That's all.
yeah. Also, fanny packs are kind of a thing around here.
Do you want? We should make stumped fanny packs.
Stumped fanny
We'll
packs.
wear it for sure. Definitely won't.
All right.
Book
Rise
bags.
out.
Book bags for sure.
We'll represent
All right.
though.
Good.
Super
I
good.
feel amazing.
See you guys next week.
Later.
Peace.